Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. We have a lot of choppy price action down here now, so I thought it is good to zoom out to just realign on where we are here with ADA. A lot of people, I guess, who've joined now or who are now starting to follow MCO don't really know what the higher level wave count is, because we had a lot of new viewers, new subscribers every day. And in recent days, I've mainly focused on the short-term price action, which is sort of logical for me, but I always forget that, there's a lot of new people. So they also want to know where is ADA sort of long-term. Well, with ADA, and it's especially good to cover that on a day where not too much is moving, going on in the market really. So it's a bit boring. It was a very boring day. Few cryptos have moved, a lot of them not much. So here with ADA, I want to just cover here, that's the ADA tether chart. On the ADA USD chart, you see a larger spike here, but the ADA USD chart has some glitches on Binance, so I'm using the ADA tether chart. Just be aware that this is normally a larger spike, I believe. Okay, we have here on the ADA chart, that was back in May 18, so the first, let's call it bull run here for ADA, wave 1 up, wave 2 down, so the correction, and we're now basically based on the bullish count in a wave 3 to the upside. We will then come down at some point in a wave 4 and a wave 5. Well, that is years out, years out to the future. Okay, and within this wave 3, we have seen a lower wave degree, wave 1, which spiked in May 21, and since then we've come down in a wave 2 in an A, B, C correction. This is basically where we're now, and we would then ideally move up next in a wave 3 in the next bull run, come down in 4, move up in 5. This would send us, all-time high targets are now affected as ADA is dropping a little bit lower. Not too much change, but it obviously affects it on the way down. So let's say if ADA comes down to 18 cents roughly, it would take us only to around 420. But always bear in mind, these are only guideline targets. This would be, these are basically minimum targets. Guidelines, minimum targets. Normally in a real bull run, those would move higher. That is the minimum target, the 1.618 extension. No problem, it could reach the 200% extension as well at 515. So, and that is also, it could still go higher than that. But sort of round about $4 is absolutely something that it should reach in a wave 3. If it doesn't reach it, it's not a wave 3, and then we have a less than ideal chart, and it will cost the chart some long-term reliability. Now, this wave count is valid as long as ADA stays above 2 cents. It needs to stay above the low of March 2020. It's valid until then. Interesting. So that is the long-term count, and then if we zoom in a little bit, this is sort of the correction in more detail. So A and B already done, and we're now coming down here. I didn't show all the subwaves because it gets too messy. But my view is we made wave 1 down. That was back in October 21. We then moved up in wave 2 and came down with the entire crypto market into this year. Wave 3 bottomed in May. That was a significant low. Then we had a wave 4 to the upside in 3 waves, which peaked at around 65 cents. Now we're in this wave 5 to the downside. That wave 5 should end the bear market, a wave 5 off wave C, off wave 2. Now if we now go into even more detail, go to the 4-hour chart, we can see that we are in a descending wedge, or you call it in Elliott wave language, descending. No, it's actually not a wedge. It's actually more like, it could turn into a wedge, but it's more like a channel down here now, but here this would be an ending diagonal. It's not an impulse, it's a diagonal pattern, not ideal. These patterns, they are a bit messy, up and down, a lot of fake outs and so on. But I believe that's where we are, and I think we have made a wave 1, we've made a wave 2, we've made a wave 3, we've made a wave 4, and we're now in the last leg down in a wave 5. Now that wave 5 again has 5 subwaves, so don't think this is over soon necessarily. Well, it could be, but it, and that just shows if we're now in a wave 5 over wave 5, the low could be in at any point. But at the moment, if we just look at this move down, it really looks like we've only seen 3 waves so far. So if you really are in a wave 5, we want to see actually 5, isn't it? So there's different possibilities how this could be counted. You can count it here, a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, a wave 5. or the way I did it, I'm counting this as an ABC, A wave, B wave, C wave. Has to do with the situation that I can also count all of these waves off the ending diagonal as ABC. I don't want to confuse anybody. It's an ending diagonal. That should be enough explanation. So I can count it as ABC, and then we are basic. So A wave, B wave, C wave, and we're now in the C wave. The C wave has 5 waves as well. So let's go in. And that's, I believe, where we are. That means the roadmap still shows lower. It doesn't need to go any lower. ADA has now done again what it needs to do to finish this correction also on the short time frame. Reason is because we have on the lower time frame also 5 waves down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we could get one more, which I actually expect, but then that could be it. That could finish off a 5-wave move down. That could theoretically end the bear market. Do I believe it? No, because I'm still looking at lower for Bitcoin. So it makes only sense to assume that ADA will go lower as well, unless ADA, because it is in a downtrend anyway, unless ADA now suddenly turns around and goes impulsive, and until that happens, I don't believe it's decoupling from Bitcoin. Correlations are there. Correlations are temporary. Yeah, we've always had coins that decouple from Bitcoin, but until I see a signal, I have to assume it follows. Yeah. So there are coins that are sort of decoupling from Bitcoin. We've got Quant, we've got Matic, completely different price structures than Bitcoin. But ADA also has a completely different structure, but is obviously at the moment more affected by Bitcoin going down a bit, right? So we have seen 5 waves. I think one more low is expected, but then my primary expectation is that this is only a wave 1 of the last wave 5. So there should be a wave 2 at some point here in a correction, then a wave 3 down, a wave 4 up, and a wave 5 down. So there is still further downside expected. And if we zoom out, targets, we discussed targets in previous videos. Don't need to measure it all again. We had a target at around 18 cents, then 10 cents, and then it goes, so the larger support area here in yellow goes down all the way to 2 cents. So in here, we need to find support somewhere. Otherwise, I don't know. If it goes below 2 cents, I guess, to be honest, I don't know what to say. If then it's probably. But then I think a lot of other coins will have died, and I think then we're at a point that we are in deep trouble. If ADA also goes to sort of below key support price from March 2020, I don't know. Then it's difficult. Okay, but hopefully we don't get there. So primary expectation at the moment is we are following this path down, and next ideal support will be around the 18-cent area. And then in the very short term, let's go to the 1-hour chart. Bear in mind, these short-term wave counts get a bit fluid, get a bit fragile. So we've got here as well a 1 down, a 2 up. All of this was a wave 3, in my opinion. Then here a wave 4 to the upside and a wave 5 down now, which is nearly done. Yeah, we could get one more leg down here in the white mini wave count, maybe going to 23 cents or 22. But lower is still expected also in this move, because I don't really see the reaction yet to the upside that would take us into the white resistance area. So I do expect shortly after we've made that new low, which I think will come, it could already be in. I mean, we've got something like a descending wedge here. Don't forget that. Yeah. So as soon as you see a breakout to the upside, I think we could get moving into this white area. So that it doesn't need another low. But it would be, based on this minor or small wave count, it would be ideal. But we'll probably see here then a wave 2 retracement. That if it starts, it should be quite substantial. Yeah, it could get into this region between 27 and 31 cents, and then from there we should continue the move down. So don't be surprised if we suddenly see a strong move to the upside into this area when we break out of the wedge. That would be a signal. Until we see that signal, I assume we're going to drop once more lower, maybe even hit here the support of the channel. So based on this wave count, it would mean we are now here also in the orange 5 already. But the alternative interpretation would be that this is some kind of a sideways triangle here. But it would be extremely messy. So I think we're going to go with what we've got here at the moment. And we'll just patiently wait for either one more low or a breakout of the wedge. Okay, and hopefully that clears up a little bit the long-term view on ADA. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And if you're interested, check out the trading course on morecryptoonline.com. And lastly, as you might be aware, we have launched our ADA stake pool, the MCO stake pool, a few weeks ago. So if you're interested in earning passive ADA with your ADA by delegating to the MCO stake pool, feel free to check out the links in the description. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.